Hello friends, welcome to Dreamweaver Crocheting with Love. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn two different variants of granny square. Now this is a very basic granny square, and this one I have worked about 4 rounds with a single color, while this one I have worked about 6 rounds, and after every round I have changed colors, so this looks more attractive. So when you are making any kind of bags, you can go for such type of color variations. And the second type of granny square is done using a puff stitch flower. So I'll be dividing this tutorial into two parts. In the first part, we'll make a very basic granny square, and in the second part, we'll learn how to work a puff stitch flower granny square. Now let's see what all materials are needed in order to make the basic granny square. Here I've taken this 3 mm crochet hook and a cotton yarn. So let's begin. So first make a magic circle. Into this magic circle, work 3 double crochets. So here I have done the 3 double crochets. Now we will work the first corner. For that, work 2 chains. So this makes the first corner, and again going back into the magic circle, work 3 more double crochets. Followed by 2 chains. So this will make our second corner. We will be repeating for 2 more times. That is, you need to make 3 double crochets into the magic circle followed by 2 chains. So as you can see, I have worked 4 sets of 3 double crochets separated with chain 2 spaces, and these chain 2 spaces will make our corners. Now after working the last set of chain 2 space, slip stitch on top of the first double crochet worked. I have also pulled the tail of the magic circle in order to close the gap in the center. Now we will be working 3 more slip stitches till we reach the next chain 2 space. So this is the first slip stitch. This is the second one. And into the chain 2 space, work the third slip stitch. Now we will start with the second round. Work 3 chains. This will make our first double crochet, and into the same space work 2 more double crochets. So in total, including the chain 3, I have worked 3 double crochets. Now work 2 chains, and going back to the same space, work 3 more double crochets. So this will make our first corner. Now we will be moving to the next chain 2 space and repeating the same steps. That is, work 3 double crochets followed by 2 chains and 3 double crochets all into the same space. So this will make our second corner. Now we need to repeat the same steps for the next 2 chain 2 spaces. So once I am done with it, I shall get back. So as you can see, I have worked in total 4 corners, and the sequence that I have followed for working the corners is to work 3 double crochets followed by 2 chains, again 3 double crochets on the chain 2 space that we had worked in the first round. Now after working the last corner, we will be slip stitching on top of the third chain. So that completes the second round. Now we need to work 3 more slip stitches till we reach the chain 2 space of the corner. So in all, I have worked 3 slip stitches. Now let's start the third round. For that, work 3 chains. And these 3 chains will make our first double crochet, and again 2 more double crochet into the same space. So in all, we have worked 3 double crochets. Now work 2 chains and 3 more double crochets into the same space. So we have done the first corner of our third round. Now you can see there is a gap between the 2 corners we had worked in the second round. Going into this gap, we'll be working 3 double crochets. So in this way, we will be making the increases for this round. Now going into the chain 2 space of the corner, again work a corner. That is 3 double crochets followed by 2 chains and 3 more double crochets. So I have done with the second corner. Now we need to just repeat this step. That is, we will be working 3 more double crochets into the gap between the corners and into the chain 2 space of the corner. Again work a corner. So just continue with the sequence till you reach the start point. So after working the round 3, I have slip stitched into the chain 3 space and work 3 more slip stitches till I reach the chain 2 space of the corner. Now for the fourth round, work 3 chains and into the same space work 2 more double crochets followed by 2 chains and work 3 more double crochets into the same space. So in every round we'll be working the corner in the same way. So here I have done with the first corner. Now you can see there are 2 gaps on the either side of the 3 double crochets worked in the previous round. So we'll be working increases into these gaps. That is, we'll be working 2 sets of 3 double crochets. So going to the first gap, work 3 double crochets. And moving into the next gap, again work 3 double crochets. So in this way, we'll be working increases as we move through the rounds. And this is how our granny square will become larger in size as we go through each of the rounds. Now we have come to the chain 2 space of the next corner and into this corner, work a corner. So I have done with the second corner. Now we need to repeat the steps as we have done for this side for the other 3 sides too. So once I am done with it, I shall get back. Here I have come to the end of the fourth round by working a slip stitch into the third chain. Now from here on, this is basically a repeat sequence. Now I shall explain you that clearly with the help of this granny square where we have changed colors after every row. Now initial first 2 rounds are very simple. From the third round onwards we'll be working with the increases. So here you can see into this gap I have worked the first increase, that is the set of 3 double crochets, and into each of the corners we have done a corner, that is 3 double crochets followed by 2 chains and 3 double crochets. So in this way we have worked the third round. Now moving to the fourth round, we have worked 2 sets of 3 double crochets and into the corners we are working a corner. So as we move through the rounds, the number of 3 double crochet sets increases by 1 for each side. So in this way, if we follow this pattern sequence, we can work the granny square into size as big as we want. So as I mentioned before, when we make granny squares with different color variations as I have done over here, we can just join them together to make beautiful baby blankets, shawls, ponchos, bags and many more such projects. That's all for today's tutorial. I hope you found this tutorial really very useful as well as interesting too. In case of any queries, please let me know through comments. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.